What's going on, everyone? It is I, your SGW guy. Momentarily, we're going to go live on YouTube. Welcome to one of our new platforms called Outside the Box, where we take you outside the box. We talk about things that don't really reflect the brand. Maybe once here and there we might throw a couple in, but for the most part, we're going to be talking about other topics. So sit tight, sit back, check us out. Momentarily, I'll be my co-host over here, FP False Paranormal. So sit back, relax, give us a call. The phone lines will be open. Check us out. Your host with the most. We're going to be recording this for our other platforms, and we're going to be going live on YouTube in just a moment. It's going to take me a moment to go live, get everything set up. Let's see. Public. Oh, I wonder if because I'm new to this whole live YouTube stuff,
Wait a second.
on here on my thing, I could do some go live together, so maybe we can get some people to go live with us. I don't know.
I think that's, you could actually add people.
Alright guys, I'm just getting ready to go live here on YouTube. Join us. Join us live as we discuss movies and their franchises. All right. I have no idea what some of this stuff even means, but alright, so we're going to send invite link on the news feed. We're going to share to the False Paranormal page, Simple Ceremonies page, and the food review page. So, hopefully, we don't have a guest yet. You know what? Hold on. I'm gonna do this. I'm not gonna screw myself with the guesting. Yeah, I'm working on it, guys. Okay. I'm working on. Oh, are we live now?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, good.
I was waiting for you to get set up with that one. And then...
Is today the 9th?
Yeah. How do you got two phones now?
One was the one I had before.
Oh.
Alright, guys. Welcome to the live stream. We're both recording now, and I think now we are on
TikTok.
Welcome to our TikTok people. If it follows on TikTok,
We'll figure that out.
we'll figure that eventually. Now, tonight we are going to be talking about movies. Now, movies, their franchises. There's going to be no wrong or right answers here. We're just going to talk your opinion, our opinion, just our opinions. Now I got FP here. He's sitting next to me. Now, last week, when we went to the Cemetery of False Paranormal, he did reveal himself.
Yep.
So will he do it today? I don't know. But he did last time. So if you missed the last time, watch the video. Okay. Now, just waiting to see if we get any people coming on live yet. Okay, guys, the phone lines are open. Now we're trying something different, so we'll see how this turns out. But you can call the show at 570-776-4648. That is the number to join us tonight. Be a caller, wherever you're seeing us at. Call and say hi. Talk about your favorite movie. Now, first movie that I was talking about, looking at, back in the 70s. Now they did a couple remakes, but the original was 1977, called the Amityville Horror.
Ah.
Now they said the Amityville Horror was based on a true. All right, thank you. We got one watcher. If you want, you can join the show. Be part of the show at 570-776-4648. And we're talking about movies dating back from growing up throughout the years, their franchises. Did the franchises help or hinder the movie? Well, there's no right or wrong opinion here. It's just our opinions. So, in 1977, there was a movie starring Margot Kidder, who played Lois Lane on Superman movies. James Brolin. I believe it was James Brolin. Let me just check my notes here. Okay, yeah, James Brolin, Margot Kidder. They played the characters of George and Kathleen Lutz. Now they say it was based on a true story, but again, I don't know if that's true or not. But the Amityville Horror was one of the probably first horror flicks that I've seen. Okay, when I was a kid. If you never saw this movie, you have to try and find it. It's not scary like where it's gory, but it'll play with your head. It's like back then in the 70s, the movies were more. It would mess with like psych with your head. They'd play with your head and scare you instead of like cutting blood and guts and everything. But the kind of gist what happened is that George and Kathleen Lutz moved into this house that was basically it was haunted, and it was built, and I believe it was supposed to be an Indian burial ground. But there was a doorway connection between that house and basically, the afterlife. And they move in, everything starts, slow. Little things would happen, and it would build up to the end where where the family just left their house, and they just left everything and just hightailed it out of there. Now the original, I like the original. Now they made part 2, part 3,
a couple of them,
Amityville Harvest, Amityville Exorcisms, the Amityville Terror. Come on.
No, it's just a money train.
Right, and it's it just wait a minute here. I think I'm screwing myself up here somewhere. But yeah, the Amityville Horror was a great movie. The spin-offs were not that great.
No.
It started to get stupid. Now, Amityville Part 2 starred one of my favorite people, Burt Young. He played the dad. Great actor, but that movie itself, Amityville Horror Part 2, in my opinion, nothing outbeats the original. In that aspect, anyway. I see we got 2 people watching. If you want to be part of the show tonight, give us a call at 570-776-4648. Say hello. Tell us your favorite movie, or you just want to say hi, where you calling from.
Yep, give us a shout out.
Give us a shout out. Now, back in the 70s, there was, let's see, that was, like I said, literally that was the first movie I saw when I was a kid. Back in the day, where Wilkes-Barre Township is now, it's where I think Walmart is now, or the old Walmart. The original Walmart over in Wilkes-Barre Township used to be a drive-in. Drive-in.
Okay.
And back in the day, me and my buddies would ride our bikes, sneak underneath the chain, and we'd sit on the side and watch the movie. So that was the first. Now, Margot Kidder played a fantastic. Well, she's a good actress in anything she played. James Brolin, also a good actor. That was back in the 70s, and there's still. I mean, the Amityville Horror is a cult flick today, but you gotta watch the original. I'm not saying don't watch the spin-offs, but to me, the original was the best in that aspect. Again, one of Did we get something?
Yeah, we got somebody messaging me on this number asking to call this number too. Should I give them your number?
If
What is it again? I'll just give them your number.
Yeah,
quick.
it's 570. Tell them to try this number because we're testing out some new equipment.
Oh yeah. Call
Yep, if you call us 570
776
776 4648.
4648.
Yep, call us, be a part of the show tonight. We'd love to hear from you. Now, going back into talking about movies, the 70s, also in the 70s, Star Wars. You cannot, Star Wars is a good franchise. Now, all right, and some people might get mad at me for saying this, or might be like, "You got to be kidding me." I grew up in the late 70s, early 80s. To me, Star Wars, the original series trilogy, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Now the prequels, okay, the first one, The Phantom Menace, it was okay because it has to be beginning somewhere. How did Darth Vader become Darth Vader? So you needed to, kind of had to roll that somewhere. Now,
Okay.
If anybody who hasn't seen Star Wars: The Phantom Menace, it tells the tale about how Anakin Skywalker was a little boy. He was actually on the planet Tatooine. He was a slave for, he was a slave boy, and I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but if whoever saw it didn't see it, Obi-Wan Kenobi and his master, who was played by his Qui-Gon Jinn, but that was played by actor Liam Neeson, who did a great job. I love Liam Neeson in his movies. And
we might be getting a call in about a minute.
I'm hoping I didn't screw something up here, because it worked before. I don't want mobile activation. I just want to be able to just,
It just rang right before we tested it.
Yeah, it should just ring. So I'm... damn thing. Okay. So, yeah, we're trying to fix some technical stuff so we can do some more stuff. But anyway, back to the story. Qui-Gon Jinn made a deal with this the guy who... The master, so to speak, his name was Watto. Because Anakin was able to fix things. He was a good mechanic and repair stuff and things like that. So the deal was that if Anakin won the race, a pod race, he would be no longer a slave, and that's how he became not a slave anymore. He went with Qui-Gon to learn how to be a Jedi Knight. Blah 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 blah. And then in Attack of the Clones, they show him at an older age, being trained now by Obi-Wan Kenobi, and why isn't this working? I'm not sure why this keeps doing it. All I want to do is just make sure we got, we're good. If anybody's trying to give us a call, Okay. All right. Again, if you can give us a call at 570-776-4648, that's the number to reach us tonight to be on the show. Now, I will say the third prequel, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the... Was it... Wait. Star Wars Episode 3. Was the Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones... Ah, crap, I'm having a brain fart.
I lost track of that.
Revenge of the Sith or something, yeah. I think, I can't remember. And that's when that's when Anakin goes to the dark side of the Force and becomes Darth Vader. Now, it's then it jumps from the third up to Episode 4, A New Hope. Well, there was a movie in between, which I'm not sure how they dressed it as, but it was called Rogue One, and that kind of connected that episode, part 3 to part 4, and how the rebels got the plans to the Death Star, and we're getting a call. Hello. Hello. Can you hear me, caller? Hello, caller? I don't know if we lost him or if...
That's weird. I'm having phone issues too right now.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
There we go.
All right, how are you?
Good. Just to let you know, you're on live with on our new platform called Outside the Box, where we take everything outside the box. You're here with FP and myself. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
My name is Robin.
Hi, Robin. Where are you calling from?
Plain.
Oh, Plain, Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. Awesome. And we started talking about movies. What was your favorite movie?
Like ever or recent?
It doesn't matter. Whatever your favorite.
Anything at all.
Well, my all-time favorite movie is The Ghost of Mr. Chicken.
Okay.
The old Don Knotts movie.
And what was your
I don't know if you've...
Could you...
Sorry, what?
Say if you could tell us a little bit about that movie?
Oh, Don Knotts plays a reporter, and he's a bit of a coward. And he's sent into a supposedly haunted house on the anniversary of a murder-suicide.
Okay, it sounds pretty interesting. I'll have to check that out. And
It's goofy. It's Don Knotts.
Oh, he was always a good actor.
Oh, he's a classic.
Andy Griffith, and then he became, well, I didn't really know Don Knotts until he started playing on Three's Company back in, what was it, the mid-'80s, when he played Mr. Furley.
Yeah.
But I like...
Early 80s, maybe?
I think so. But yeah, Don Knotts was, is a great... is he still alive? I don't know if Don Knotts is still alive.
Oh, no, sir. He died...
Yeah.
That's
maybe
right.
15 years ago?
But yeah, how long have you been watching us on... How long have you been following this on YouTube? Or however you're watching us tonight?
Today.
Oh, so it's your first time calling, first time watching us?
Yes, sir. Boss is a friend of mine, and he invited me to call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep, we appreciate that. We would like to see, who's calling from where. We had a couple people, a couple weeks ago, someone called us from New Jersey. So we're happy to hear from all our followers. But yeah,
Very nice.
how about anything recent? Any movies recent that you like?
We saw the new Indiana Jones movie last weekend.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you on that one.
The new Indiana Jones movie.
Oh, I love Indiana Jones was one of my favorite movies.
Oh God, yes.
Same.
How was it?
It was fantastic.
Was it as good as Raiders of the Lost Ark?
She's talking about Dial of Destiny?
Yeah. What was that?
Better than it was as good as Raiders. Better than Temple of Doom. Not quite as good as Last Crusade.
No.
But 1,000 times better than Crystal Skull.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Crystal Skull movie shouldn't even have been made.
Yeah, that was pretty.
That was pretty bad. But yeah, I loved.
What ruined it for me was Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? So you definitely recommend watching The Dial of Destiny.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, I just saw they just put it on Disney Plus. You watch it now on Disney Plus.
Now, I don't want to do spoilers, but this movie's already been out there for a while. I don't know how you felt, Robin, about that, but as an Indiana Jones fan myself, the movie was called Dial of Destiny, but in the one part, if I'm not mistaken, he's supposed to be somewhere. He thinks he's supposed to stay there, but yet they kind of save him from that? If I'm not mistaken?
You're talking about the very end?
Yeah. That kind of that threw me off a little bit.
He wanted to stay. But yeah, they rescued him from it.
Right. But,
Yeah, but
that was definitely a good movie.
like I said, I loved Raiders.
Definitely.
I'd probably go Raiders. My favorite lineup would be Raiders, The Last Crusade, then The Temple of Doom, and the Crystal Skull movie. No, basically not at all. But it's
No, my ranking would be Last Crusade, Raiders, Last Crusade, Raiders, Dial of Destiny, Temple of Doom, Crystal Skull.
I loved how in The Last Crusade, I loved how Sean Connery just. Sorry, I had itched my nose. Sorry. The Last Crusade, how they had Sean Connery play Indiana Jones's dad, and that was. All right. Sorry, there, Fly Guy. Spoiler alert. Sorry. Fly Guy don't spoil it. Like how they did, how Sean Connery just perfectly to be Indiana's dad, Indiana Jones's dad. But Sean Connery, another very good actor, and how the ending of Last Crusade. I don't want to go into much of Dial of Destiny because I don't want to. Spoil it for too many people, but okay. So, Susan, we're talking about the subject tonight we're talking about movies, past, present, franchises. Right now, we're talking about Indiana Jones. I liked how at the end of the Last Crusade, how he had to go through the three steps to get to the.
Oh, to the night, yeah.
To the night. That I love that part the best.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
I've always been fascinated with anything with Grail culture, Knights Templar, things like that.
Right. But so, what didn't you like about the Temple of Doom? Which I got a couple spots on my, but I want to hear your take.
I don't know, it just didn't. It was darker, but not in a good way.
Okay. Not to ask you a question, but ask you a question. How old are you?
Too old to be answering that question.
Okay. So probably. Do you remember?
She's our age.
Okay. There was a movie back in the 70s, I believe it was the 70s, called Salem's Lot, and it wasn't gory, but it literally scared the hell out of me just because I was young back then. But did you ever see the movie Salem's Lot?
You mean Stephen King?
What was that?
Salem's Lot? Is that what you said? Like Stephen King?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen the movie, but I read the book. And the book was kind of boring.
Really?
Like, vampires don't do anything for me. I don't love them. They don't scare me. They're just kind of, eh.
But also, let's see. I was going to say, bring up something, I lost my train of thought. Did you ever watch the movie called The Hearse?
No, I've never heard of that one.
The Hearse was done in, I believe, mid to late 70s, and it wasn't gory. I mean, like gory now, but it messed with your head.
Was it like Christine? Was it like a hearse that went around and ran you over? Or
no. Basically, from what I remember, a lady, her grandmother passed. I think it was her grandmother passed away. She moved into the old house, and then this hearse kept following her. And it turns out that the aunt, or I think it was the aunt, worshipped the devil, and the guy she dated was the devil, and it just really played with your head.
Oh wow!
So if you ever have a chance to see that movie,
Movie.
yeah, and it really messed with your head back then. Those movies,
Like Rosemary's Baby type horror movie.
right. But yeah, I do want to thank you for calling in and sharing that with us. I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Hey, thank you for calling in. Because we only have one line going on right now. So if anybody's trying else to call in,
That's fair.
yep. All right. But again,
All right, have a good night.
good night, and thank you for calling in, Rob, and have a good one.
Good night.
You too.
Bye.
That was a nice call.
Okay. Now, I wondered, it was Bluetooth to my speaker, hoping we could have got the
Maybe
speaker
it timed
going.
out?
Maybe.
I don't know. It's still on. That's what I was looking.
It's, let's see.
Connect it again. See if it's connected.
Hold on. All right, guys, want to take a fast second here?
Technical issues. See, it's on now.
Bluetooth ready for connection.
Unless it timed out.
Ready for
Possibility.
connection.
Bluetooth connected.
Okay,
All right.
now we're connected again.
All right. We might have I don't know what happened. We're trying some new ways to help with the show. Again, if you want to give us a call, let's see some. Duel was freaky. One of the scariest movies, like, great story. Yeah, we're getting some chat action, which is
right.
pretty cool. Again, if you want to be part of the show now, it's 570-776-4648. Talk to me and FP tonight. We're talking about movies. And we were just speaking with Robin, who called in, said first time seeing us here. And she mentioned Stephen King. Now, Stephen King has made many good horror flicks. But the one that I think I liked the best was The Shining with Jack Nicholson.
Exactly. I was hoping you would say that.
And who played in that with
Who played Jack Nicholson's wife
Jack
in The
Nicholson?
Shining?
Who was the one who played the wife? If anybody knows out there, because I don't want to go try and search it. If
you guys are faster, let us know.
yeah, if you guys ever watched Night Gallery on TV with Red Serling, no, I've never seen that one. That's new to me. All right, we're gonna have to Google this puppy. The Shining. That was in 1980, according to Google. Jack Nicholson. But who played? Oh, that was Shelley Duvall. Okay, I forgot about that. I forgot about her. Again, Shelley Duvall, another great actress for the times. Oh, she actually played Shelley Duvall. Here, let me, before I say yes or no. Let's see. I think it was Shelley Duvall, the movie. Yeah, okay. I don't know if a lot of people would know this, but they made a live movie of the cartoon Popeye.
Okay, yeah.
Do you remember that? Starring Robin Williams. Robin Williams played Popeye.
Yes, he did.
Who played Olive Oyl, but Shelley Duvall. She played
right.
Olive Oyl. And that's why I wanted to check for. So I said, yeah, and it not. It's Popeye live action. I mean, it wasn't bad. I watched the cartoons, but I was never a big fan of Popeye the cartoon.
Right.
So I never really got into the movie, but it was for the times it was good. It's now, as far as I know, there was no remakes of that movie. Amityville Horror had a lot of remakes, which it just got stupid. Thank you for the like, appreciate it. Yeah, let's move into the 80s, a little bit of comedy. I like Cars.
I got a good one.
Okay, go ahead.
We'll go back to Cars. Wait, Cars was...
No, go ahead. I'll go ahead.
Did you ever see... This is one of my favorite movies from the 80s, the era. 3 Men and a Baby. With Tom Selleck. Damn it, I can't think of the other two now. Charlie Sheen. Wasn't it Charlie Sheen?
I never got into it.
Really?
I remember the movie, but I never, for whatever reason, never watched it. But I do. Then there was 3 Men and a Baby. Then they made a.
There was two, I think. There was.
Then
one
there was 3 men and a little lady.
Yes.
And I never watched it for whatever reason. I just never watched it.
That was good. That was a good franchise. I like that one. But I'm sorry. What about the Cars? What?
The one I loved about with the car action, the Cannonball Run. You gotta be kidding! You gotta be kidding me!
I'm trying to recall it. I've probably seen it, but I just...
Okay, let's see. Christine was also a good movie. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
The Cannonball Run. The guy who directed or produced it was the guy who did the Dukes of Hazzard, the TV show Dukes of Hazzard, Hal Needham. But he got together. The Cannonball Run was a. Oh my neck! The Cannonball Run was a race from one side of the country to the other.
Oh, all right.
And whoever, you'd punch a time card when you left, and where the finish line is, you had to punch your time card, and whoever got the fastest time won this race. And it was a major cast. Burt Reynolds, Dom DeLuise, Jamie Farr, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Adrienne Barbeau. She's back from like the 70s, 80s actress. I can't remember off the top of my head, but a lot of known actors were in this movie, and they did. Roger Moore played in it. He was in it. And the one part that I liked the best was, Jance, we're going to talk about that too in a minute. Yep, we're going to talk about that one in a moment. Jance put Smokey and the Bandit. We're going to talk about Smokey and the Bandit too. But the Cannonball Run, it was comedy at its best. Okay? And right before the end, right before, whoever, the one where they find out who won the race, they get stuck because the road was closed and they're waiting for the to open the road up. Well, in the meantime, a bunch of bikers pull in. A bike gang. And I think the one biker was Henry Fonda, actually. I think he was played by Henry Fonda.
Okay.
And, one of the cannonballers the two guys were on a motorcycle. It was, Bert something, Bert. Not Bert Young, Bert. Oh crap! I can't remember. His first name was Bert. Oh shit! I can't remember. And so what their disguise was were honeymooner. The guy who played the girlfriend, played the wife, but he wore like a wig. So they were motorcyclists. So that's what they were driving. Well, the bikers started picking a fight with the cannonballers. So it turns out into a whole big brawl with the cannonballers fighting the bikers.
Oh boy.
And Dom DeLuise had this one of his character. He also went by Captain Chaos. So if there was ever trouble, he became his alter ego called Captain Chaos and kicked everybody's asses. But it was a good, funny action movie. Then you had the two girls in the black Lamborghini. Every time they get pulled over, she'd try and flash herself to get out of the yeah. Then one stopped, one got side, and it was a female cop, so it's like okay. But overall, good movie. Now they made the Cannonball Run 2, Part 2. With most of the same cast: Jamie Farr, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis, but it just did not hold up to. It didn't hold up to the first one. Now I heard they made a. It wasn't called the Cannonball Run, but it was a knockoff because John Schneider played in it. I don't even remember the name of it, and I think Jamie Farr played it too as the Sheik. That is a character in the Cannonball Run, but it never made it to movies like theater status, from what I understand. And I tried watching some of it on YouTube, and I just could not get into it. So if that was like the unofficial third Cannonball Run movie, but Jance, yes, Smokey and the Bandit, loved it. Again, whoever wrote the lines for Buford T. Justice, played by, rest in peace, Jackie Gleason. I don't think if anybody else tried to do those lines, I don't think it would have made it like it did. And just that, he just sit there and go, some bitch, iconic classic. But y'all know Jackie Gleason played in Honeymooners on TV. But the Smokey and the Bandit. I think with the first one was the best. The second one, third one just flat out was terrible. The third one, now Burt Reynolds made a cameo appearance, but it was Jerry Reed who played in part 1 and part 2. He played the Snowman, but in the third one he drove the Trans Am as played the part of the Bandit, and it just no. But I will say, in each of those 3 movies, there was the characters were Big and Little Enos, played by Big Enos was Pat McCormick, and Little Enos Paul Williams, who is he's a singer. He's a Paul Williams, but whoever wrote the lines for Paul Williams as part of Little Enos, just the way he came off was just classic. Paul Williams, I'm assuming he's not midget size. I don't think he's a midget, a little person. But just the way he came off with those lines of Smokey and the Bandit were just, nobody else would have been able to pull it off. And to quote one line in the original Smokey and the Bandit movie, Burt Reynolds goes, "Why do you want that beer so bad?" Little East comes off with, "Because he's thirsty, dummy." It was just perfect timing. But also, Paul Williams had a small role in the Muppet movie. He was doing a piano in the beginning. It was when Kermit the Frog met Fozzie Bear in the Red Bar, whatever they're called. Paul Williams was the one who played the piano. Paul Williams wrote the song Rainbow Connection.
Huh.
And then, Jim Henson did avoid Kermit sang the song. It was actually written by Paul Williams. And, alright, message held for review. Who said what? Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're gonna show this. This is funny. I have my God, let it work. Hold on. Come on. All right, I think. Okay. Yeah, he goes in Smoking a Bandit. The one line was, "Oh, there's Molly. It must be a bitch to get us to find a size 68 extra fat, 56 extra fat, and a 12 dwarf." It comical, right? But they weren't. It wasn't dirty. It was fun
Just
action.
fun, clean, yeah.
Is it Smoking a Bandit 2? I don't know. Smoking a Bandit 3, I watched it because it was Smoking a Bandit, but I did not get into it. I just could not. I watched it because it was against Smoking a Bandit. Now, Paul, Big and Little Weeds had some,
Excuse me.
oh bless you, had some good liners in it. Nope, everybody, Molly's doing a photo video bomb for Molly. Do you want to come and say hi too? All right, come on, baby girl. Look, say hi. There she is. All right.
Good girl, Molly.
Good girl, Molly. Come on, Molly. Down. Good girl. I'm just going to throw a quick plug in for your fur pets. Posh Puppies over in Luzerne. They'll take care of your dog. Okay. Now, what else? Smoking the Bandit, Burt Reynolds did Cannonball Run. I know he did a couple other movies that I really never got into. One was Gator, which also played with Jerry Reed. Let's see. The Longest Yard he played in as he was a football player in the prison. Longest Yard. I never really got into that one. That was an older movie. Let's see what else.
When we get to the 90s era...
Heaven Can Wait. Oh, Heaven Can Wait. I don't know if I saw that one.
That sounds familiar.
It does sound, but I don't know if I ever saw it. Now, another good 80s flick was The Heavenly Kid. Heavenly Kid. Oh. Let's see who played in that one. Guys, if you want to give us a call, give us a call. 570-776-4648. What was I just going to look at? I just lost my train of thought.
The Heavenly Kid.
Oh, yeah, The Heavenly Kid.
Also, when we get to the 90s era, I'm going to do a 5-movie speed run with you. I want to see what you think about them, because I have a list here that all came out in the 1990s. I'm going to nail a couple of my favorites and see what you think.
Okay, an actor which I don't know, I never saw him other than in this movie. Okay, The Heavenly Kid was about a guy back in the 60s, 70s, dies in a car crash, but he has to come back, and the actor was Lewis Smith. I don't remember, I've never seen him in any other movies but this, but he played a good role in this one. So what happens is when he died, he finds himself on a subway train, and he gets off in basically what I guess you'd call purgatory. He had to, before he could enter heaven, he had to basically, they refer to as the boss, but supposed to be God is the boss. And he had to square himself with the boss. So he had to go back as a guardian angel. Turns out he goes back and he becomes the angel of, he didn't know at the time, but his son. The girl he was seeing had a kid, but he didn't know. And the kid was played by Jason Gedrick, who was a good actor. He played in The Iron Eagle. But the Heavenly Kid, it's so what the angel had to do was help him with something. So what he doing in the 80s, that he tried to get him to get a girlfriend, and it was just an overall good movie. And during the movie, the angel goes, well, you need a good car. They go to a junkyard, and he basically rebuilds a '57 Chevy convertible, which was kick ass. But yeah, another great '80s film, and The Blind Side. I honestly I didn't watch The Blind Side. I never watched it, but I heard it was a really good movie. We got 6 people, one like. Cool. Yeah, I'm not really sports. The Blind Side, I didn't. Growing up, never watched fully. When the sports were on, I was at work because I worked for Burger King back in the day. Is that the one with Sandra Bullock in it? I think. Yeah. She took in there was a football player who.
Yeah, I know a little bit about that movie. Yeah, okay. It's actually a pretty decent movie. She takes in like a kid that comes from like a bad home and a bad family, like bad.
Yeah, and he becomes a good football player. And
he becomes
Susan. Yep, a lot of Robin Williams movies were good. And to jump back on a Robin Williams film, guys, if you want to call us, 570-776-4648 is the number tonight to call us.
Yeah, give us a call.
And what was I going to say? Robin Williams. There was a movie.
I don't think he played a bad role in any movie. Actually.
No. There was a Steven Spielberg movie, which, from what I remember, I don't think Steve was on the board of releasing it or not. But Robin Williams, the movie was called Hook, and
that's the movie.
Yeah, where he played now grown up Peter Pan. Peter Pan left Neverland and got older and grew up basically. Well, Captain Hook kidnaps his kid, so he has to go back to Neverland. Remember that he was Peter Pan. And overall, it was a good family movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, Robin Williams. But nothing. The first time I saw Robin Williams in anything was Mork and Mindy.
I was just gonna say, yeah,
Mork and Mindy. It was the first time, and actually, not for the movies, but TV shows. Which is TV shows, movies. Okay, we'll talk about both. Mork and Mindy, was actually a spin-off. Do you know of a spin-off of what actual TV show? He made a cameo. He made an appearance in a known TV show, but then it spun off and he got his own show.
I don't know.
Happy Days.
No.
Yeah. Robin Williams was in, and he reprised his role. Yep, Happy Days. Yep, Jance remembers.
Okay.
And I think the way they ran the episode was Richie thought he was having a dream where some alien guy comes out to try and steal the Fonz because he's the Fonz. And, but it was really like Mork used his thing to make them forget about and stuff like that. Anyway,
wow. They
spun it off and created Mork and Mindy. Also, do you know another? You guys who grew up in the 80s would know this. If you're not, I'm going to go over to all you. Happy Days spun off another. Well, they had three spin-offs. Mork and Mindy was one. Okay. Do you remember the other two?
No.
Okay. They spun off Joni Loves Chachi, which only lasted, I think, a year. It didn't last too long. But it took the tales of, Chachi and Joni as they went on their own and did a band thing and that kind of thing.
Okay.
But also, there's one more that came off of Happy. Do you know it?
I'm going to go with the Partridge Family.
No.
Damn. Partridge Family. No. I was close. I was in that...
Not even, yeah. Laverne and Shirley.
I was going to say something like that, too.
Yeah, sure. No. Laverne and Shirley was a spin-off of Happy Days where Laverne was dating the Fonz, or knew the Fonz. And then they ran it. And so Laverne and Shirley were in Milwaukee, same as the Happy Days show, and that ran for quite a while. Laverne and Shirley,
yeah.
And where in Happy Days you had the Fonz was the cool guy. In Laverne and Shirley there was I can't remember his real name. The big Ragu. Oh shit. Hi, Molly. Oh God, I'm blanking, and he'd always come in, and his line was, I'll go from rags to riches." He was called Carmine Ragusa. That was the character. They called him the Big Ragu. Eddie, yeah, Eddie. There you go. Thank you, Eddie Mecca played Carmine, and every so often they would have crossovers where Carmine would help the Fonz out with something, or the Happy Days. There was one episode where the Fonz, somebody's trying to kill the Fonz, so they play dead, and the main cast from Laverne Shirley came in to the view because they thought Fonzie died. So yeah. You mentioned the Partridge Family, which that wasn't a bad show for the '70s. They had some good songs. Their rival, who their the basically rival show was? The Brady Bunch.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And Brady Bunch, another good show. But I know we're kind of falling off the movies here. All right, so let's get back to the movies. Oh crap. I was thinking of another
I think
the Star Treks. Again, Star Trek. Here, I got it. I'm doing a close up. All right. It's the original, Star Trek, the motion picture. Well, I never got into the original Star Trek series. I just didn't, and for whatever reason,
see, I don't know.
I like Star Trek: The Next Generation, but I gotta say, Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan was, I think, the best Star Trek movie out there. Ricardo Montalban did not get the praise for this that he should have. Ricardo Montalban played the guy named Khan, who was in one of the episodes where he tried to kill Kirk and steal Kirk's ship. Kirk exiled him to a planet. Well, in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, Mr. Chekhov was assigned to another ship, and they stumbled across thinking it was someone, but found Khan. But Ricardo Montalban played a good villain, and that also he did good on Fantasy Island. I like Fantasy Island. Okay, let's get back to the movies here. A Nightmare on Elm Street. The original, not the reboot. The reboot sucked. I'm sorry, stunk. Crap. It was garbage. The original Nightmare on Elm Street with Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger, and also, do you know who got their first movie role? You know who it is when I tell you. He played as like one of the main characters in Nightmare on Elm Street. He got killed.
There's so many. Jeez, I don't know.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp played the one girl's boyfriend. He ended up getting killed. But the first one was damn good.
Yeah.
Robert Englund played a good character. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2 I thought was dopey. But the third, there was a couple, even though a couple of them were decent. Like, I liked the Dream Warriors. The Dream Child was kind of stupid. But as time went on, Freddy, he was more like, instead of like I said, the first one was the best. He just did that perfect. But then he started making them like, before he killed you, you'd see something like some type of language.
Well, see, did you ever watch Friday the 13th movies? Now see, those are one of my favorites. Just like
the first Friday the 13th was good. I think the originals were always the best. Part 2 was decent, But then, Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason X.
Yeah.
Then it started getting stupid.
Yeah.
Then Freddy versus Jason, or Jason versus Freddy, whatever you want to call it. It's cool they had Robert Englund reprise his role as Freddy. But where he finds Jason, and then Jason goes to Elm Street instead of Crystal. It almost reminded me of like a Freddy Krueger Nightmare, or Nightmare on Elm Street Friday the 13th crossover.
Yeah.
That's what. But Freddy still had some pretty cool lines like "Why won't you die?" And Friday the 13th was good. Trying to think. Yeah, but as Friday the 13th movies, as just like the Freddy Krueger movies, when it got to the 4th, 5th, it just got stupid.
Yeah.
And
well, once he left Crystal Lake, that's yeah.
And who's that guy? The long-haired guy. He reproduced Friday the 13th. If it was, Killer in the Woods, it would have been probably, but the way they tried to run it as Jason, he killed it. Because Jason, in this reboot movie, he had Jason running with,
No, Jason doesn't.
Jason walked, and all of a sudden you just turn around, and there was him, and he killed you.
Yeah.
But if this, and guys, let me know, give me a call. 570-776-4648. Give us a call. If you're having any issues, please let me know, because we're trying some new things tonight. Yeah, it was, and who's that guy? He was I can't remember. But he also did another movie, shit, I can't remember. Pumpkinhead from Late. Okay, yeah, I forgot about Psycho. Okay.
Oh.
John Ram. Okay, yeah. Susan, she called us on one of our earlier episodes from Edwardsville.
Oh, yeah.
The Rambo, First Blood.
Now, I gotta say, some sequels are bad, but I honestly love all Rambo movies. Because they were all tied, they were so close together. It was a constant. I viewed it as a continuous story. Just.
Would you have to go back? Rocky. Sylvester Stallone.
That's another good one.
Burt Young said. Burt Young, he recently passed away. Not too long, some months back. But Rocky, Sylvester Stallone.
He's one of my favorite actors. It really is.
Yeah, they drag out now Rocky into the Creed,
But they honestly also gave it into it. Like it showed his whole lifespan. Like it was actually decent.
Yeah, that was one of the franchises that I would say personally did good. The first Rocky and Rocky 2, it was between that fight with Apollo Creed. Carl Weathers, another great actor. The third one had Hulk Hogan and Mr. T. But the Rocky ones, it was cool. And I never watched the Creed. I'll be honest, I never watched the Creed movies. I saw clips on YouTube, but how Rocky now he's out of the boxing. He ended up, because in Rocky, was it 4? As the storyline goes, I think it was 4 or 5, where Paulie, aka Burt Young, signed papers to give someone, thinking it was someone with power of attorney, and Rocky lost all his money. But in Creed, he has a restaurant now called Adrian's, a nice restaurant, and this kid comes back, I want you to train me. He's like, I don't do that anymore, and then finds out it's Apollo Creed's son, so he trains him, and Creed 2, they brought back Dolph Lundgren, who played Ivan Drago in Rockies. But I didn't watch Creed 3. I didn't mean
to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Because Creed 2 is actually Sylvester Stallone's last movie because he refuses to do any more with Apollo Creed because I guess there was like a falling out because they were taking it somewhere that Sylvester Stallone really didn't care to be. Like
so
with
Creed
the story,
3, he wasn't in it.
He's not even. They kicked him out of it. He's not even in there yet.
War of the Worlds. Man, that was before my... Well, not before my time, but War of the Worlds.
That's another classic.
I never watched it.
That's where... I think that's the one, if I'm not mistaken, but ask Chad. The aliens come down...
And take over...
I think...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the Rockies were good. The Star Treks I liked. I'm a Trekkie and I love Star Wars. I like them both. I know there was the Star Wars people and the Star Trek people, but I like both of them. It's trying to think what good movies have I saw recently. That's a good one. Oh, to take us back to the 70s. Okay, really quick. Disney. Now, Disney has put out some good movies. Okay. Back in the 70s, Disney had Herbie the Love Bug and things like that. Well, they made a movie called The Black Hole. Ernest Borgnine played in it. The guy from Psycho, the guy who played the Psycho, I forget his name, but he played in it too. And you have to watch The Black Hole. It's on Disney. If you search Disney, if you have the Disney online, it's there. But the effects for being because we're talking now in the 70s, the effects of that they did for that time were really, really good for that time frame.
Yeah.
A quick description is that there was the space explorers, come across a black hole, but there's a ship that they see that's right off the side of the black hole. Turns out it gets in a little bit kind of odd because it's a ship that was supposed to be recalled back that never went back. Then the other ship is trying to he wants to see what's on the other side of the black hole. And it just turned into a good, for Disney at that time, it was a good action movie.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. Let's see. Guys, again, if you want to be a part of the show, please give us a call. 570-776-4648 is the number to reach us tonight. We spoke with Robin. I want to give a shout out to, if he's watching tonight, Nick from New Jersey. He called us a couple weeks ago, and again, sorry, my nose is itchy. And I just want to say, apologize. Last week the weather was nice, so we went out and we hit under False Paranormal. We went to a cemetery. It was nice out.
It was a nice night.
Also, the week before, I just felt so lousy. It just, I just felt terrible. So again, I apologize for we haven't been doing live for a couple weeks because, I was sick, and then last week it was nice out. We went to cemetery with False Paranormal, NEPA. And while we're on, to take a quick moment, if you go to youtube.com/@falseparanormal, that's our paranormal page. Subscribe to the channel, really helps the channel. If you're a newcomer tonight watching our show, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any of our great content. Now again, we're trying something new called Outside the Box, where we're going to talk about things other than what we normally talk about. Let's see, movies.
What did you think of the RoboCop movies?
Yeah, they weren't bad.
For that time period, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
They made, the guy look pretty futuristic and...
RoboCop was good. Oh, yep. Okay. Susan just put up, and because we are basically going into this time and to this Christmas will be here in a couple weeks. Christmas Vacation.
National Lampoon's Christmas.
National Lampoon with Chevy Chase,
okay,
Beverly
of
D'Angelo,
course.
and even though throughout, and that's kind of technically a franchise off the original Vacation.
Right.
You always had Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo playing the husband and wife.
And
Now
what were the
every
kids'
episode,
names? I can't remember the kids' names.
it was Rusty and Audrey.
That's right.
Now Rusty and Audrey's characters always changed from movie to movie. It was never the same person. But in Christmas Vacation, the guy who played Rusty also played on a TV show, which I'm sure you saw at one point in time. It was actually who also played on. Originally, the guy who played Rusty was the guy, and I can't remember his name. I'm having such brain farts tonight. He played on Roseanne as Darlene. Was it Darlene? Sarah Gilbert's character's boyfriend.
David, yeah.
Who also played as Leonard on The Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
He played in The Big Bang Theory. He played in Roseanne. And he played Rusty in Christmas Vacation. And God, that was a good, also wholesome family movie, Christmas Vacation. It's, I had to, here Clark just wants to give his family a nice vacation. Everything just went wrong. Love your... Oh, thank you, Susan. I appreciate that. And, the best part, though, Christmas Vacation I loved, well, there was two parts, where Clark's brother-in-law, played by Randy Quaid, as Cousin Eddie.
Yeah.
Well, Clark's neighbor goes out to get the paper, and here's Cousin Eddie emptying the bathroom in the RV, and he looks up, he looks at the guy, the neighbor, and he goes, "Shitter's full." Perfect, like, classic line. Okay. And it's like, "Shitter's full." And then, Clark puts all the lights on his house and has like 10 million outlets going into like one out, all plugged into one outlet. And could not figure out why his lights wouldn't work. Well, Beverly D'Angelo, if you go into the garage and flip the switch in the garage, that's what would turn the lights on, but no one put two and two together until Beverly D'Angelo did. And at this point, Clark's like, "Ah!" And she hits the switch, and all he hears, "Ah!" It's just
that was perfect.
Perfect clip. So, guys, if you have not seen, or if you haven't seen it in a while, go to YouTube and watch that clip. Now, Christmas, it didn't make it in the movies. Okay, it did not make the movies. A Christmas Story became, for some reason, it bombed in the movies, or I don't know if it made it to the movies, but it is a cult
TV movie.
Yeah,
it is a movie. I consider it a movie.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, its name is The Christmas Story. I mean, come on.
Every year, I at least have to watch it once. Now, I have the DVD, but it just, to me, it just doesn't seem right to watch it unless it's like Christmas. And they did actually make a Christmas Story. They made two spin-offs. One, which years ago, I didn't like it. It was in the summertime where Ralphie learns to drive and blah 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 blah. But they did do a spin-off called, it was still considered a Christmas Story, but it was now Ralphie and his buddies like Flick and it were all grown up. The one guy owns a bar, and Ralphie comes home. Now the mother, I don't know if it was the same actress who played the mother, but the actor who played the father passed away. Or he was written off as maybe he did pass away in real life, I don't know. So Ralphie tries to bring back the spirit of Christmas like, his father did in A Christmas Story. It was on Netflix or something I didn't have, so I didn't see it, but I caught parts of it.
Classic leg lamp.
I thought, wait, I thought I watched you for a year. Tried 2 to 3 years now. Time, oh, it does. David on, yeah. Oh, okay. Susan brought up, Susan's really commenting tonight. Thank you, Susan.
I love it.
And I forgot about Robin Williams played the Birdcage. He played as a gay guy in the Birdcage.
Yeah.
Another good role, good movie. Now, when you think of Christmas, the Santa Claus franchises. The first one I liked with Tim the Toolman Taylor guy from Tim Allen. Like the first one I loved. Well, I liked all three of them. Now I started watching the Santa Clauses on Disney, and I just couldn't get myself wrapped into it.
You didn't like that's with Kurt Russell, right?
No. That's I saw that one, but
that's
no,
it. I like that one.
Yeah,
too. That's pretty cool. He does a good Santa Claus.
He does, and there was a movie called Santa Claus the Movie. It was done by the guys who did Superman. And if you're looking for a wholesome, just a nice Christmas movie, it's on YouTube because I watched. Well, I think it's on. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. And it's a story how years ago there was this a husband and wife never had kids but would make toys for other kids, and he had a reindeer, like one reindeer in a sleigh, and they were trying to deliver, and something happened, and they got covered in a snowstorm. Well, they're thinking, okay, we're gonna die, and they probably thought, but here comes these elves. Dudley Moore played one of the elves, and brought them to the North Pole, where he he becomes he becomes Santa Claus, and it's just, as the story goes on, I don't want to spoil it because it's a really, really good movie, and being Christmas, you need to watch. You have to watch it. It's just heartwarming. It's a good movie called Santa Claus the Movie. With also the Santa Claus with Tim Allen was good. In the movie Santa Claus the Movie, Burgess Meredith plays like one of the high rank, like who grants this the Santa Claus power of eternity, and I don't want to spoil it for you because it is a nice Christmas movie. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. I'm sure it's on YouTube, or somewhere online. Let's see. There is TV or movies. It's Yes You Do. Susan's like nailing us, hitting us up on the chat.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel sad though, because I don't know if you've seen that new movie, the Winnie the Pooh, like another Disney movie. It was like, I guess, so many years after Walt Disney or the creator of the character dies, like the licensing and all the ownership of that character could be sold, right? So the new Winnie the Pooh movie is called Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. They take Winnie the Pooh, a Disney classic character, because the guy, like, now that it's free and open for anybody to make a movie about it, this guy him and his buddy created a movie called Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, and it's just about Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. None of the other characters are available yet, like Tigger and Tigger wasn't there, but Eeyore was, but the rabbit wasn't there, and Tigger wasn't
one
there.
to go.
Yeah, so But it's just the
Also-
licensing. It's just sad. Like they take these
Yeah,
characters and
it's
try to remake
just like
it
Disney.
into a
Disney
horror
bought
movie.
the Star Wars franchises off of George Lucas, and the Force Awakens reminded me of A New Hope. Then the final and the Rise of Skywalker. I guess they're trying to roll it almost like the ending of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Eh,
Oh, another one we missed. We missed about the Terminator.
Oh yes, the
You
Terminator.
can't miss Arnold Schwarzenegger.
All
Come
right, the
on.
Terminator. Yeah,
That was even better than RoboCop, if you ask me. In that classic line, "I'll be back."
that.
3 simple little words.
Yeah, Susan. They when they redid with Route that looked decent. Christopher Robin. He was the little boy in Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
It's Molly's here hanging out with me. I know you can't see her. She's on the side here. Terminator. First one was with Schwarzenegger was great. I'll be back. It's not to jump tracks. Growing up back in the old 90s, they came up with the Mortal Kombat. Video game Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Well, on one of these now newer versions, you can be the Terminator.
Yes.
And one of his fatality moves is "I'll be back," and he goes, and he goes off, he comes back on screen, and he has like this big gun, like shoots, but yeah.
That's a great game. That's honestly good. That's fun. You could be a lot of different characters.
Yeah, I know. You could be Freddy Krueger, and
Yeah.
I was watching some of it on YouTube. But yeah, the Terminator franchise, first one was good. The second one, I don't know. Then we got to like the third and fourth one, and yeah, I don't know. They always try and do it or try and be, and 9 out of 10 the originals were always the best.
Yeah.
Not some of them were good franchises off though, and just like the Fast and the Furious.
Oh, don't even. No, I can't. I'm sorry. I can't.
The first movie was awesome.
Cars drive on the road. They don't fly through the air. You don't go into outer space. Okay? You don't drive down in the Fast 10. I don't care. Spoilers up my ass. The Dominic Toretto and his son drove down a dam and survived it.
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude. That's just nonsense.
I will say I like throughout and I've watched bits and pieces throughout the site, how they paired Tej, played by Ludacris,
Yeah.
and
What's his name? Damn, why can't I think of his name?
Roman.
There it is.
I forget who the actor who
Jeez.
played Roman, but these two, like, I interact with their lines was pretty funny. I like how they did that. Which also the guy who played Roman played in the live Transformer movies
Yeah.
as one of the soldiers.
Yes, he did.
First Transformer movie, live movie, wasn't bad. Again, they start doing more, and it just gets more stupid.
Yeah.
Now, the last couple ones had Mark Wahlberg play this guy in it, and but man, stop while you're ahead, people.
Right?
It's but I will talking about Transformers. There was the cartoon series. Okay, I watched when I was a kid. I come home from school. They come on Transformers. The cartoon movie is still a classic today.
Yeah.
With a lot of people. Because that was technically the first cartoon that somebody actually died in, being Optimus Prime, and
Speaking of old cartoons, that reminds me of one I used to watch. I don't know if this is maybe before your time a little. I used to
I'm older
watch
than you, dude.
Danger Mouse. Did Do you remember Danger Mouse?
Yeah, I never got it, but I remember it. Yeah,
That was pretty neat. I like that one.
it's like, yeah, they'll try and take something and reboot it and try to make and just no stop. Why can't the movie people think up new movies, not take old good movies, try and reboot them and screw them up?
Exactly.
It's like
just give it up after a while.
let's read. And Danny DeVito. Oh, Arnold and Danny DeVito. Oh, the movie Twins.
That was a good movie.
Schwarzenegger and DeVito. DeVito, I love DeVito. He's a hell of an actor.
He is.
I grew up watching him on. He played on Taxi. He played the dispatcher guy in Taxi. It's it's journey down memory lane. Let me tell you. I wish we would have got more callers tonight, but tonight, was a fun night.
Yeah.
Tonight was a fun night. So I do want to give a shout out to Robin for calling us, saying hi. She was from Plains. Susan, she always, she's been following me for a long time. Let's see, guys. Nick from New Jersey. I hope your check's still watching, still following. Matt from Iowa. Matt from Iowa bought one of my None of That Coffee Bullshit t-shirts. So, thumbs up to Matt. Let's talk a minute about the Shop Zone, because we are going to roll this down almost. We've been doing this for about an hour and a half.
Really?
Yeah, it's almost 10:30.
Holy moly.
Go to the Shop Zone, sgwentertainment.com/SGW Shop Zone. We got great t-shirts, good material, like the one I'm wearing now from our Paranormal Attire, Paranormal Research Society. Buy the shirt, support the brand, buy a shirt, whether it's from the paranormal or from the SGW side, which means home cooking, or food, the local eats and takeouts. Now, damn it, I gave it to you already. Also, for your car's not complete without one of our license plate frames. And I just got one in today for FP here. It says False Paranormal NEPA, then the Facebook link on your side. So yeah, check out, get some swag for your car. Get some swag for yourself. Christmas is coming.
It is coming.
But yeah, I had a great night tonight talking about the old movies. Now, what will we talk about next week? Who knows? But until next time, I am your host with the most. We got FP as my co-host here. This is Outside the Box. We're going to take you outside the box each week. All right. Stay blessed. Stay safe. And, what? Wait a minute. Today is... pretty soon Christmas will be around. So if I don't catch us, Merry Christmas, which we'll be on before Christmas, I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But again, I hope you guys are gearing up for Christmas. And then, oh God, New Year's will be 2024 already. Jesus God. All right, guys, we are out. Be blessed. Stay safe. Talk to you soon.
Good night.